Y Combinator's president just open-sourced the exact Claude Code setup he uses to run YC, and within hours, a CTO tried it and discovered cross-site scripting vulnerabilities that his own engineering team had missed. The tool is called gstack, and it turns a single AI coding assistant into 8 specialized roles, from CEO-level planning to paranoid QA testing. That alone would be a major story. But this week also brought what might be the clearest example yet of a non-programmer building professional-grade software with AI. Writer Craig Maud shipped a full accounting application in 5 days, handling multiple currencies, 2 countries' tax codes, and international wire transfer reconciliation. Let's get into it. Garry Tan is the president and CEO of Y Combinator, the startup accelerator behind companies like Airbnb, Stripe, Dropbox, and thousands of others. He's also a prolific coder himself. Before running YC, he co-founded Initialized Capital and was an early investor and hands-on technical contributor across dozens of startups. On March 12th, Tan released gstack as an open-source project on GitHub under an MIT license. Gstack is a toolkit built on top of Anthropic's Claude Code that packages the AI into 8 distinct workflow modes, what Tan calls skills. Each skill gives Claude a different persona and set of priorities. There's a CEO review mode that applies founder-level taste to product decisions. There's an engineering manager mode for technical architecture review, a release manager mode for shipping, a QA engineer mode that stress tests code with a paranoid eye, and there's a persistent browser automation system underneath all of it. That browser piece is a significant technical detail. Instead of launching a fresh browser for every automated action, which is how most AI coding setups work, gstack runs a long-lived headless Chromium daemon. The first call takes about 3 to 5 seconds, but every call after that runs in 1 to 200 milliseconds. Cookies, login state, lather store, all of it persists across commands. That means the AI can actually navigate complex web apps the way a human tester would, staying logged in, clicking through flows, and catching real bugs. Tan also built a feature called Conductor that runs multiple Claude Code sessions in parallel, each in its own isolated workspace. You can have one session doing QA on staging, another reviewing a pull request, a third implementing a feature, and 7 more working on different branches, simultaneously. The reaction was immediate. The project hit Product Hunt on March 13th with over 155 upvotes and appeared on Hacker News. A CTO friend of Tan's texted him a message that Tan then posted publicly. The quote, "Your gstack is crazy. This is like God mode. Your Eng review discovered a subtle cross-site scripting attack that I don't even think my team is aware of. I will make a bet that over 90% of new repos from today forward will use gstack." The significance of gstack goes beyond just another developer tool release. The person behind it runs the most influential startup accelerator in the world. This is the actual workflow that the head of YC uses to write and review code, and he's giving it away for free. The deeper point is about how AI coding tools are evolving. The raw models, Claude, GPT, Gemini, are increasingly commoditized. The differentiation is moving up the stack into the workflows and role definitions layered on top. Claude Code has a skill system, Cursor has rules files, GitHub Copilot has custom instructions. gstack is a bet that encoding human expertise, founder taste, engineering rigor, security paranoia into structured AI personas produces dramatically better results than a single generic assistant. And the XSS vulnerability story backs that up with a concrete result. A professional engineering team missed a security flaw. An AI running in paranoid QA mode caught it. That's a strong signal that role-specific AI workflows can surface problems that even experienced developers overlook. Not because the AI is smarter, but because it's configured to look for different things than a human might prioritize in the moment. The one-line install and MIT license matter too. This is designed to spread through teams, not stay on one developer's laptop. The thing to watch with gstack is adoption velocity. Tan has made it trivially easy to install. 1 paste for your local Claude Code setup, a second to add it to a team repo. If this catches on at even a fraction of YC-backed companies, it could become a de facto standard for how teams structure AI-assisted development. The greptile integration, which lets gstack automatically triage and respond to automated code review comments, also hints at a future where AI agents don't just write code. They manage the entire review and shipping pipeline end-to-end. So that's a professional engineering workflow. gstack is built for teams of developers who already live in code every day. But one of the most provocative questions in AI right now is what happens when these tools reach people who aren't developers at all. And this week delivered a remarkably clear answer to that question. Craig Mod is a writer, photographer, and self-described technologist based between the United States and Japan. He's known for his long-form essays about walking, publishing, and technology, and he's been a contributing writer to publications like The New Yorker, Eater, and Wired. He is not a software engineer. He doesn't write code for a living. But this week, Mod published an essay called Software Bonkers, describing how he built a fully functional custom accounting application in about 5 days using Claude. He named it TaxBot 2000. Mod's financial situation is genuinely complicated. He freelances for clients around the world, earns income from book sales through Random House via a New York literary agent, runs a Shopify store, does media work, including TV and radio appearances in Japan, and manages bank accounts in multiple countries, dealing in multiple currencies. Money moves between the US and Japan constantly, with international wire transfers that involve fluctuating exchange rates and multi-day settlement times. No off-the-shelf accounting software handled all of this well. He'd been using Quicken for years, closed-source, subscription-based software that frequently failed to connect to accounts with two-factor authentication and would silently lose chunks of financial data. So he built his own. TaxBot 2000 runs entirely locally on his machine. It pulls daily historical currency conversion rates. It can ingest any CSV file from any bank and represent the data in a unified dashboard. It knows both US and Japanese tax requirements, formatting expenses and medical bills appropriately for his accountants in each country. It reconciles international wire transfers, accounting for small variations in exchange rates and the time lag between when money is sent and when it arrives. And it learns from his categorization decisions. Once he tags a type of expense, it categorizes similar transactions automatically going forward. The essay, published on Craig Mod, was picked up by John Gruber's Daring Fireball and Simon Willison's blog, two of the most widely read voices in the technology commentary space. Mod also noted that TaxBot 2000 is just one of many small tools he's built with Claude, quick utilities that append clipboard contents to text files, perform live currency conversions, and other tasks he uses hundreds of times a year. For years, the promise of AI coding tools has been that non-programmers will be able to build their own software. Craig Mod's accounting app is the most convincing proof point of that promise published so far, because the software is genuinely complex, solves a real problem that commercial products failed to solve, and was built by someone whose primary skill is writing prose, not code. This matters because it changes the calculation around a common business decision: build versus buy. For years, the answer for non-technical people was always buy or hire someone to build. The cost and time required to write custom software made it impractical for individual needs. Mod's story collapses that barrier. 5 days, no engineering team, no contractor, no subscription to a SaaS product that almost does what you need but doesn't quite. The fact that TaxBot 2000 runs entirely locally is worth noting too. Mod owns the data and the code. If he cancels Claude tomorrow, the application keeps working. There's no vendor lock-in to the AI tool that helped create it, which is a meaningful distinction from the subscription software it replaced. And Mod's situation, needing something highly specific that no product company would ever build because the market is too small, is far more common than people realize. Millions of professionals have niche workflows that no commercial software addresses perfectly. The question going forward is whether Craig Mod's experience is an early adopter story or the start of a mass behavior change. If building custom software becomes as normal as building a spreadsheet, something any professional can do when they need a specific tool, the entire small business software market looks fundamentally different. Watch for more stories like this in 2026, particularly from accountants, lawyers, consultants, and other professionals whose workflows involve structured data that existing software handles poorly. The gap between having a software idea and having working software just got measurably smaller this week, whether you're running Combinator or doing your taxes across 2 countries. The interesting question isn't whether AI can help people build things. It clearly can. The question is how long it takes before "I built my own tool for that" becomes an ordinary sentence. If you want to keep tracking that shift, we cover AI and tech news here every day. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.